Whoa, was I blown away by the amount of comments and questions that I got on my Greek yogurt video that I made. And I realized I probably didn't explain it well enough if I had that many questions. So I have a list of questions and topics about this Greek yogurt that I'm going to answer today. So stick around. Hi, Debbie Chu here from Chew on Vegan. Welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm a plant-based RN and I eat a whole food plant-based diet with a focus on protein. So today this is a follow-up video on my Greek yogurt that I made just last Saturday, I believe. And you guys had a lot of questions, were confused about some things, so I thought I would go through these and answer them. I figured if all these people had questions, maybe there was more of you out there that had questions, so I'm going to tackle these. I have them all written down, so I'm just going to go down my list here. And so the first one is, what if I don't have an Instant Pot? Is there another way that I can make it? Yes, and I will leave a link down below to a YouTube video I found that someone made it outside of an Instant Pot. And I've never done this method, so I can't guarantee results, but it looks like it works. So I will leave that down below so you can check this person's video out for that. Then the next one was, what if I don't have a yogurt setting on my Instant Pot? Well, you can use the warm setting, that will work, or you can refer to the video of the person that makes it outside of an Instant Pot. That's another option for you. Then there was some controversy because I was calling the liquid whey, and many people thought that meant there was dairy in it. Not true. Whey is just the liquid that comes off the yogurt, and it's the same if it's dairy or non-dairy. That's just called whey. So that's why I was referring to it to whey, but there's absolutely no dairy. It's totally vegan. So I hope that clears that up. All right. Can you use other milks besides soy? Some people had allergies or they don't like soy. And again, refer to that video that I link below, because you can use different milks, almond milk, whatever, but it's a little bit different ingredients. So you can't do it the same way as I did it. Well, maybe you can, but I haven't been able to find anybody that did. So refer to that video. Then there was questions on, how do I start my first batch? What do I use? So the first batch, I used a 1/4 cup of a vegan Greek yogurt, which was Kite Hill, the plain. And that's how I started my video. Now, some people use the probiotic capsules. I don't know anything about that. That's not the method I used. I used just a previous yogurt and it worked great. And then from then on, I used a 1/4 cup of the whey to start my next batch with the 2 quarts of the soy milk. It's also important that your soy milk only has 2 ingredients, soybeans and water, and it's organic. Then what to do with the rest of the whey? Well, I freeze it. I take a couple of containers and put a 1/4 cup in each one and throw it in my freezer. And then I'm working on ideas to use the rest of the whey. I had also made a salad dressing in that video, and there was questions, couldn't you use the whey to thin out the dressing? And you absolutely could. So stay tuned, and I will be coming up with different ways to use the whey, because I don't really feel good about throwing it all away because it's a lot. So I'd like to find a way to use it. I also have given it away to friends so they can start their own yogurt and then they can move on from there. It's kind of like a sourdough starter kind of a thing. Then there was a question, do you need to natural release or quick release on the Instant Pot? I don't do either. I just make sure it's on sealing. I set it for 12 hours. And then after 12 hours, I just take the top off and put it in my strainer, and that's it. And then there was a couple questions about how do you sweeten it. Well, you could use any kind of sweetener you want. You could use maple syrup, you could use stevia, whatever is your favorite sweetener. And then you could also use fruit to help sweeten it, bananas, blueberries, things like that. So that's your choice on how you want to sweeten it. Then there was questions on how I figured out the macros, and what I did was I used the formula that Joey from Plant Based Dads used on his yogurt video. Now, in regards to his yogurt video, he had done a different method at first and it didn't work too well. So then he came up with this method that I use. He is the one that taught me how to make the yogurt this way. So this is really, I got it from Joey from Plant-Based Dads, okay? But on his video where he made his yogurt, he explains how he figured out the macros, and I just use his formula. And so I will link to his video so you can check that out as well. But just know, when you see him making the yogurt, it's not going to look like mine. And he doesn't do it that way anymore either. And he's explained that too. Okay, let's see what else we got here. What size Instant Pot did I use? I use a 6-quart, but you could certainly use a 3-quart because you're only using 2 quarts of the soy milk. So a 3-quart would work fine. Can I make a half a batch? Yes, just half the ingredients and it'll come out the same. Make 12 hours, strain it, all that. Can I freeze the yogurt? I've never done it, but what my research has told me is yes, you can. And Greek yogurt is really a good one to freeze because it has less water content. Doesn't get as much crystals, the ice crystals. So when you defrost it, just make sure you stir it up and you're good to go. Now I use Trader Joe's soy milk. You don't have to use Trader Joe's soy milk. A lot of people ask me that. I can't get that here in the area I live. Doesn't matter. Whatever kind you can get, just make sure it's organic, 2 ingredients, soybeans and water. Just those 2. But whatever brand is available. I had questions if I knew if these things were available in Canada. I have no idea what's available in Canada or anywhere else in the world. I live in the United States, so I just know about that. Then there was a question of, do I need to sterilize or not? Well, I did some more research on that, and I've got both answers, yes and no. What I started doing was adding some water to my Instant Pot, let it steam for about 5 minutes, and then quick release, and dump out the water, and then just let it cool down, and then I make my yogurt. There's a theory that there might be some contamination or bad bacteria that might ruin your yogurt. It won't come out right, it'll come out watery. So just to be on the safe side, that's what I do. And I've seen videos to the contrary that you don't have to do it, but for me, I just want to be on the safe side. And someone said if you lose a batch of the yogurt, it's a really sad day. So I don't want that to happen to you or anybody. Then the last issue is someone left me a comment and basically said that I shouldn't assume that everyone can afford these things. Instant Pot, air fryers, high-speed blenders. And I don't assume that you can all afford that. And I have given alternate directions for many of my recipes over the years. If you don't have an air fryer, use your oven. Here's the time, here's the temp. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you can make that soup on the stove instead of the Instant Pot, and I give directions that way. I always encourage you, check out yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores. You can find a lot of these things there. And I'm sorry if you don't have those things available to you. And I know there are people that are out there that can't afford these things, but there are different ways that you can find them at really reasonable prices. If there's any more questions on this video, and I will leave a link up here, somewhere along in the video of the original video so you can check that out. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to drop it down in the comments. And if you like this video, if you got value out of it, then please give it a like and share it with your friends. And you can help support my channel by subscribing as well. If you've made it this far in the video, please comment below with follow-up, and that way I know you made it to the end with me, and I really appreciate it. So again, I'm sorry if there was confusion on that first video, and this is all new to me. I'm learning right along with you guys. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Let's all work together on this and make it a simple process. And remember that all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet, and what you put on your plate determines your fate. Until next time, thank you.